I'm back. So this is me. I just turned 53 last week. It's my body right now. I'm very proud of it because I take very good care of myself. I'm back because I decided to be a little bit more vulnerable with this channel. I had a shoulder injury last year, and that's when I stopped doing my videos because I was trying to compile this video together to show you my progress with my shoulder injury, but it took 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. It's still getting right now. And it was just too long. And I figured making videos with a subject about it and trying to compile it like that isn't my way of doing it. I want to be more vulnerable than that. And I want to share my journey every single day with you, my self-care journey. And so I'll be doing that. I'll be making a video every single day, and I hope it inspires you to take better care of yourself too. I'll be sharing fitness stuff, eating stuff, skincare, all the things that I take care of myself, whether it's mental health, just everything with you. I'm focusing on certain things each day. And so let me know what you want to see more of, because personally, I like to take care of myself as best as I possibly can, right? I consider it one of my most important jobs. If you don't know my story from my tarot channel, I had an abusive childhood, and it took me a long time to heal from that. I was pretty much 47 by the time I really felt grounded, without the anxiety, not needing to lean on alcohol and stuff like that to diminish the anxiety, to be able to function. Felt healed and happy for the first time in my life. And around that time, I found out that I got really high blood pressure. And that was, it felt so bad to me, like, I'm not ready to die. Life's only just started getting good. I felt, if I were to die soon, what a waste. What a waste that would be. I feel like I'm just starting. I'm just starting now. So this is why I sorted out my blood pressure stuff, and I'm still going on that. In fact, it's still a little bit high, about 137 now, but no, 127. About 127 when I haven't been exercising, but generally I'm exercising once I go and get my blood pressure done, because the hospital is over a giant hill and I ride my bicycle there. But it's usually about 127. I want to get it lower than that because I see that there's a link between my post-traumatic stress disorder and that. So I'll be letting you know about that stuff too. But I have found what it means to love yourself. I never got it. I thought it was a feeling or something, and, affirmations to yourself in the mirror and things like that. I never felt it. But I found out that it's taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself as if you're the queen, right? The empress, like in the tarot. But taking care of yourself properly, and that means, the physical stuff, the mental stuff, the spiritual, just everything, right? And so I not only do that every single day, I do a lot of things every single day to take care of myself. But I also learn a lot too, because I'm fascinated by science. I'm a scientist at heart and an engineer at heart. And so I'm fascinated by all of that. And so finding things out, learning about stuff. I'll be sharing all of that with you too. And so, yeah, this is me. No makeup. This is how my hair looks when it's not done. It's a frizzy mess because I live in the tropics and it's really humid. But yeah, let me share with you how I've been taking care of myself today. So I had an injury recently. An insect bit me on the shin and then it got infected. If you don't know me, I live on a small tropical island in Thailand, and here our water isn't clean. Out of the tap, it's not clean. It's coming from tanks and stuff. And so when you get a cut, you've got to take care of it very well. If you go in the ocean, or if you go in any water, if it's been raining, it hasn't been raining for a long time, but and even in the shower, the water, it's going to have bacteria in it. And so it got infected, I think, from the water, and I couldn't do my Muay Thai. It took about 4 weeks to heal. And yeah, I was having to go to hospital every single day. And while I was going to hospital every single day, it was really interesting because they were taking my blood pressure every single day. Now, I know when I ride over the big hill to the hospital, it's over there, it is a big hill. Like I remember when I first got my bike here and how it used to be a real struggle to get over that hill. It's not now because I'm much fitter now. But once I arrive at hospital, it's crazy temperatures right now. It's so hot. We're in a heat wave right now. I don't want to sit outside the hospital baking and sweating. I want to get in there because there's aircon and fans and stuff. And straight away, they want to check me in and put me on the blood pressure straight away. And I say, look, it's going to be really high. And it is, because I've just got off my bike and I've ridden over the hill, right? And then if I put myself on the blood pressure machine and I take some nice deep breaths, like breathing in slow, and then really long breath out. If I do that while I'm on the machine, it will give my true relaxed blood pressure, right? And yeah, it'll be about 127 when I do that. Now, because I had a shin injury, not only could I not do Muay Thai training because I couldn't kick or anything, and it was really painful too. It's still a little bit painful now, but I couldn't get it wet. It had a dressing on it every single day. I didn't go to the beach at all in the first few weeks of it healing because I didn't want to get it wet and I didn't want to get sand in there and stuff. I didn't want to do anything to slow down the healing of it because it was driving me crazy not being able to do Muay Thai training, to be honest. And not running and just cardio. I really miss doing cardio. Anyway, and so my blood pressure every single day and I went in, it would be about 130. 140, 130, 140, 130, like that. In the final week, once I stopped stuffing the hole full of gauze and just put a dressing on top of it after them cleaning it out, then I thought, it's healing really good now. I can go back to the beach. Now, then I started going for a walk on the beach in the morning and then going into hospital. And my blood pressure was by far reduced then it was in the 120s. And some days when I'm making my videos for my tarot channel, I wouldn't be going to the beach beforehand and my blood pressure would be back up there. The days when I went to the beach in the morning, it would be down. And I noticed this pattern just because I was going in every day for them to clean it up. Then, I don't know how I came across it, through a podcast or something, somebody talking about grounding and how it changes your blood and lowers your blood pressure. And that got me thinking. I looked online, I searched it on YouTube to have a look what he was talking about, the difference between your blood after you've been grounded, which means putting your feet on the bare earth, not on concrete, not on tiles, not on anything man-made, either on rock, sand, dirt, grass. So I watched this video and they'd pricked this lady's skin and put her blood on under a microscope on a piece of glass. And you could see her blood and it was all clumped together, the red blood cells all clumped together, kind of sticking to each other, and it was moving really slowly. Then they were moving around really slowly. Then she went outside and she stood on the earth for 10 minutes. She came back in. They did it again, and her blood looked completely different. All the red blood cells were separated and it was all flowing around like smoothly. It looked completely different. And they were explaining that the ions, we are part of the earth and we're supposed to have our feet on the earth. Now, we used to wear no shoes, and then when we started wearing shoes, they had leather on the bottom, and that's fine. And that connects us with the earth still. But then, when they invented plastic and rubber, and shoes had rubber soles and all the construction that is around us and everything, and tarmac and concrete and all of that kind of thing, even when you think you're outside and you've got your feet on the earth, you haven't got it on the earth, right? You haven't got it on the earth. And so there's all these ions on the earth, and when we stand on it, we are electrical beings too, bioelectrical beings, right? When we put our hands, feet, whatever, laying on the earth, we take those ions in, and it happens really fast, right? And so I thought, wow, of course, I've just seen that. I've seen that because going to hospital, if I'd walked on the beach, completely different, right? Completely different blood pressure. And so I was looking into it more, and I decided to buy myself a grounding mat. It's not arrived yet, for underneath my desk, so I can be grounded when I'm on my desk, and a sheet as well, a grounding sheet for my bed. So they haven't arrived yet. I'll keep you posted on the changes when I get those, because I want to be grounded more often. There's dirt outside the house. I don't really want to be standing in the dirt and getting my feet dirty and trailing it in, but there's a rock out there too, and sometimes I'll go and stand on the rock as well. It takes inflammation down. And so this morning I went to my Muay Thai training, which was so much fun, and as usual, and that's getting my cardio in. I'm trying to build up my arch strength again, because having 1 month off Muay Thai training, skipping, and all the kicking and stuff, this is my weak leg. My left leg is my weak leg, and I'm building up the ankle strength again and all of that, and my arch and all of that anyway. So working on that to take care of that. But afterwards I thought, I will go, and because exercise causes inflammation, right? It's good inflammation though, because then your body heals from it, and that's how you get stronger. But still, you want to be grounded afterwards. So before I came home, I went straight to the beach. I got in the water, feet on the ground, stayed there for 15 minutes, making sure that, I got all that grounding in. Getting in the ocean is great for grounding, or any natural body of water. So I stayed there for 15 minutes before I came home. It's like, I'm going to be conscious of this grounding now. It's going to be easier, of course, once I get the grounding mat, but I want to make sure that I'm getting out there and grounding and thinking about it every time I exercise afterwards, at least 10 minutes. So that's what I did this morning, and I feel good. I also did my red light therapy as well. On my shin, I'm putting my legs in it for half an hour, and then on my face for half an hour. I've got the those goggles, that you wear to shield your eyes, because it's really bright, my device. It's one of the professional devices, but it's covering up my eyes, and I want, crow's feet and my eyes to get the treatment too. And apparently it's really good for your eyes as well. Mine is really strong now, so I keep my eyes closed, but I'll do 5 minutes of the half an hour that I'm under there, taking those glasses off, not opening my eyes and looking at it, but it's enough. It goes through my eyelids pretty well. Just rolling my wraps up, ready for Muay Thai in 2 days' time. So I'm doing it Tuesdays, Thursdays. Oh, it's Thursday today, by the way. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays is my Muay Thai training, and I'm loving it. It's so much fun. If you like play fighting, I'm telling you, you got to give it a go. It's so much fun. If there is a Muay Thai boxing centre near you, go for it. What else have I been doing? So yeah, grounding. That's good. My diet's on point at the moment. While I had my month off for my shin, I was doing strength training. I did one program of strength training, and then went and started another one from Caroline Gervin's app. It's actually I've been on that for a year, and it's going to expire soon. I'm not going to renew it until I'm ready to start a new program again. I'm just trying to get through the program that I'm doing there now, which is the intent program, and that is one workout is lower body, the next workout is upper body, next lower, and that. And so leg day comes around very often. Don't do it. I was doing it every day when I couldn't do anything else, and so it really progressed my muscle, building my muscle back up from my shoulder injury. So I'm back up to about 43.5 kilograms of muscle now, about 22% fat, which is good. I could get down to 20% fat. It's hard because I want to have a lot of energy as well for my workouts. But yeah, so at the moment, I'm just doing them in order, Caroline's program, not according to her diary, because I'm doing other stuff too. And if I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling recovered, because my recovery is so important, then I'll do that. If not, I won't. So I'm doing that probably about 2 or 3 times a week. Maybe 3 times a week now. Muay Thai 3 times a week, strength training 3 times a week. That's my training right now. Anything else? I want to get back into running, and I want to do some sprinting, but I want to do it all. You see, this is the thing, and I need to recover, and I need to strengthen up my ankles. So something that I'm doing, and I want to start doing again, and I need to remember it, and so I've remembered it now, is putting these on. These are toe dividers, dirty, very dirty toe dividers. I'll wash them afterwards, and you put these on. Can you see? No. Come down here. There you go. Still can't see. Put these toe dividers on, separate your toes out just to give that stretch. It does become uncomfortable, especially on this side. This is my dodgy side. Stretches your toes out like that and helps the whole balance of your foot. I do ankle prep exercises before my Muay Thai training with bands as well, to try and strengthen that up. But at the moment, what I've got going on in my body that I'm trying to sort out is making my shoulder much stronger, my left shoulder. That was a rotator cuff injury. There's hardly any problems with it right now. There's just a little bit of instability when I twist that way, and that's it. It's back to full strength. With my strength training, whenever Caroline uses like one dumbbell, which she sometimes does for pull-overs, so when you're laying down like this, and then with one dumbbell like that, I use 2 instead. I use 2 5-kilogram dumbbells instead to build this shoulder up. Otherwise, this one's doing all the work. It's compensating for this one. So I never do that anymore. When it's one dumbbell between the 2 hands, I always get 2 dumbbells and hold them together instead, no matter what the movement is. Otherwise, this arm's just doing all the work for this one. So that's a change that I've made with my training. So my shoulder is nearly 100% though. It's like 98% there. So I'm not worried about that anymore. But an ongoing problem that I've had with this leg, like forever, I think, my knee can, especially when I'm lunging, get twinges, or walking down steps and all of that. I had a video about that, right? And there's a bit of tightness. I can cramp up when I am doing a stretch that's like this and then laying back. It can cramp up from a tibialis. There's tibialis stretch there, and the front of the ankle. The arch drops a little bit, so what's it called? Plantar fasciitis. In that, so I'll do stretches for my ankle, stretches like this. Putting toes together like that. It's probably really good with these toe spaces, in fact. And then you put your knees down forward, and then you sit back, putting your weight on it. Now, it's really comfortable on the right hand side. It's really not comfortable on the left hand side, and it's because of that arch problem. I feel it actually in my pinky toe there. So something about stretching my toes out and getting that balance back and strengthening this ankle up, because even skipping now, and then like the repeated kicks that I do, hopping on this side, I can feel the instability right from my hips, tight up near my hip too, so plenty of stretching there. Just trying to sort that out, and that's an ongoing thing, you know, and I think that's always going to be an ongoing thing for me, because I think my body reverts back to protecting this side and keeping it in its dysfunctional ways. Sorry, you're not dysfunctional, but we're helping you out. So yeah, what else have I got going on my body? That's about it, really. A change that I've made in my diet lately is adding in, going from 0-fat yogurt, which I'll have not every single day, with fruit and pumpkin seeds generally, but probably about 3-4 times a week I'll eat that as an after lunch high protein snack to add on to the protein intake for my lunch. And I've switched from 0-fat to full fat because of some information that I heard about the essential fatty acid C15, which is found in full fat dairy. It's essential, meaning we don't make it ourselves, we need to eat it. And it's, from what I heard, I don't think they've done a lot of research on it, but from what I gathered from the podcast that I was listening to, the C15 amino acid is, not amino acid, fatty acid, is as important for our health as omega-3s too. And I do eat a lot of oily fish. I try and eat oily fish 4 times a week. I don't try. I manage it. I actually do it. And so, yeah, that has been just the last week that I've switched to full fat Greek yogurt. I was on 0 fat because I just thought, it's easier to cut calories that way and eat less and lose a bit of fat. I can't say I've noticed a difference at all. It's creamier. It is a bit tastier. Haven't noticed a difference in my fat. In fact, I've lost a little bit of fat, but that's to be expected because I've gone back to Muay Thai training. So after a month of only strength training, back to my cardio again, it's going to change, right? It's going to change. Anyway, so let me know what you think. I'm going to do a video a day. I'm committed to it. Now, I will have a theme. Today was just a bit of a catch up, and I want it to be a vulnerable one today, which is why I've got no makeup on and stuff, because I want to show you where I'm at. And with me thinking about not doing these videos on this channel and leaving it because of my shoulder, it's like, that's when I should be doing the videos, right? When I've got something wrong. I shouldn't wait until I'm all good again and then show you how great I am, because that's not helpful to anyone, right? I need to show you where I'm at with the struggles that I'm going through each day. Otherwise I'll forget it. And it's, quite frankly, too hard to edit videos. And when I've got my other channel and I'm doing a lot of work for that channel too, for my tarot channel, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and the internet has been terrible on this island lately. And so, of course, the channel that is paying my rent and buying my food, that needs to come first, and paying the bills. But yeah, I am committed. I'm committed to doing one video every single day, even if it's really short. But to let you know how I'm taking care of myself and the new things that I'm focused on and what I've learned as well, so I can share it with you, because I might as well pass it on. This has been me, This is why I do my tarot channel. It's why I've got my Be Healing business, is I find these things out, I do it for myself, and then I pass it on to other people. You maybe don't have the time to be sitting around like I do under the under the red light therapy, listening to podcasts about health. I do that kind of thing, right? I do it every single day. And so I want to be able to share that information with you as best I can. So I'll be doing some of that too. Let me know if you want more of that as well. But I hope that I inspire you to take better care of yourselves as well. Because I know when my shin was hurting and I really couldn't do anything, when it was really painful, it was really infected deep, they had to cut it open and it was horrible, very, very painful. And I've had a baby. I've had 3 babies, but one of them was without painkillers. When they were cleaning this out, I said, "This is worse than childbirth. You need to, give me anesthetic for this." But they didn't. If they'd have realized, like, I tried to tell them how painful it was, but wow, yeah, just wow, excruciating pain, because I couldn't do anything. After a few days of frustration, my body wants to move. I was still jumping out of bed in the morning, wanting to, but not being able to. Then I felt what it feels like to be someone that doesn't exercise, because my motivation went down. I wasn't motivated anymore, not just for jumping up and doing cardio and doing my exercise, not just for that, for anything. I didn't have that same feeling of like wanting to, get up in the morning, get ready for work and be really creative. My motivation for everything, for life, took a hit. It took a dip, and it really surprised me. I'm like, wow, this is how other people feel. And I felt it. I felt how I could spiral downwards from that point. if there wasn't the memory in me from looking after myself and exercising for so many years now, knowing that that's the real me, that's how that good feeling and that and that motivation, that is the real me. If I didn't have a solid memory of that and the solid habits that I've built up, that spiral would have gone down. It would have taken me down, and I would have felt like I don't want to get out of bed in the morning, and I don't want to exercise. I don't want to be doing so much anymore, And I think that's when you let life slip away from you. That's when you're not fully active in life anymore. I don't want to be that. I want to keep going, and I want to keep functional and keep feeling the way that I'm feeling for many, many years to come. And so I hope that seeing me every day inspires you to do more. It motivates you, especially if you have been in that spiral of not doing very much. And so I'll share as much as I can. And so, yeah, this morning, 1.5 hours of Muay Thai. I had more than 8 hours sleep last night, which was awesome. It wasn't particularly awesome sleep. I've been waking up lately because of the heat. It's 29 degrees in here, Celsius, in the aircon, with the aircon on me, still 29 degrees, even hotter outside. I think it's like 30 something outside, but it feels like 40 something. It's just ridiculously hot right now. And so it's difficult to sleep in, especially as a menopausal woman. I don't even know how to define myself anymore. Menopause. I had 14 months without periods, which meant apparently you're menopausal. You hit menopause 1 year after your periods end. So I hit that, and then 2 months later, they started again, and I had 2 regular periods. It was weird. It was so weird because I had the sore boobs before and everything, and breakout of spots. And I'm like, I must have done like a really hard chest day for them to be hurting that much. I'm like, is it my pecs or is it my boobs? And it was my boobs. And I had a couple more periods, and I'm like, oh no. I'd got through the symptoms of menopause. I wasn't having hot flashes anymore. I'd got through it. And when I had those 2 periods, I was just like, no, I'm going to have to go through menopause again? And yeah. It started again. The symptoms started again. The hot flashes and everything. So I've gone back on my black cohosh. What is it? Oh, can't get them. These ones. Swiss Menopause Balance. I'm having these every day again. Every evening, in fact. And I also wanted to share something else with you as well that it's been helping me sleep. It's been helping me get more than 8 or 9 hours of sleep a night, which is essential for well-being, for recovering from the exercise especially, but for everything, right? And this tart cherry, these gummies, I used to take tart cherry capsules before bed, but these ones, got them online, 1,000 milligram high potency tart cherry gummies. Oh, have 2 of these before I go to bed, and I noticed a considerable difference in my sleep, but it's still not perfect, my sleep. And I was brought to tears by Andrew Huberman last night. His latest podcast, he's got a sleep series going on at the moment with, what's his name? I can't remember his name. I'll put it on the screen if I remember to put it on the screen. But last night I was listening to it before I went to sleep. And they were talking about REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, the part where you're dreaming, the part where your brain takes the emotional stuff that you've been through and the memories of the day or memories from whatever has been triggered through perhaps what is going on for you at the moment. It takes all of that and it goes through it again, but it does it without the emotions being present. Because in most people, when you sleep, you have no noradrenaline in your system. Now, I've got post-traumatic stress disorder, and he was saying apart from people with PTSD. People with PTSD have adrenaline going around in their bodies the whole time. And so what happens is, get to REM sleep, when you've been triggered, when something is triggered, which for me can be stress, but it's generally any sign of a man coming into my life, into my space, so that there's going to be someone with access to me at night, because my PTSD is from being attacked in my bed as a child, and repeatedly, and so it comes out now. I call them episodes, where I wake up and I think I'm being attacked. I'm going through it again, and it's very hard to get over that. I'll scream, I'll fight now. That's a new thing in the last 5-6 years. I actually lash out now to fight imaginary person off. But it wakes me up, right? And he was explaining, this is why in post-traumatic stress disorder, because we've got adrenaline going around in our bodies the whole time, even when we're sleeping, because we're ready, right? It's like we're at war. Got to be ready. Got to be ready to jump up and fight at any moment's notice. And so when our brain is trying to detach the emotions from this memory in order for it just to be a memory without the emotional charge, it just wakes us up and it doesn't do it. It fails. It fails every single time it does it. So what happens is you go to bed the next night. It tries again. You wake up screaming. And this is how you never get over it. And so he's talking about this, and he said, there's a drug. It's going to make me cry again. He realized this, and he was talking to a doctor who had done tests on people with post-traumatic stress disorder. It gives you high blood pressure as well. And this doctor had noticed if you gave PTSD people a certain medication for the high blood pressure, that it was lowering the high blood pressure because it was a medication that takes the adrenaline down. But they were also saying, I don't have PTSD anymore. And he said he got in touch with his doctor and told him, this is what I know about REM sleep, and it makes complete sense that people with PTSD won't be able to do this process, this healing process of the REM sleep. For the PTSD subject, I can do the REM sleep for everything else. Not everything wakes me up. But for that particular subject of being attacked in my bed, I've never got over it. 53 years old, it happened. It started happening when I was 3 years old. 50 years of post-traumatic stress disorder. It's horrible. It disrupts me for days afterwards. It disrupts me like that night's sleep. So hard to get back to sleep after it. And my throat, I won't be able to speak properly the next day because my throat will hurt so much from screaming. And then there's a whole episode is back. That whole, I've tried to reduce my stress so much and stay away from relationships. I've been single for like 4 years now, so that I don't get it. And a couple of weeks ago, I went on 2 dates. Great guy. He came before our second date. He came here to collect me, and he was sat while I was finishing uploading some videos and stuff. He sat on my lounge over there. And I knew it. I knew that was enough. A guy being in my space, I knew it was enough. And sure enough, I had an episode that night. And just days afterwards, I'm shaken because it's like, oh, I want it to be over. Anyway, I'm going to find out what that medication is. I'm going to get myself to the hospital and I'm going to start taking it. Because the doctor did ask me about stress, and I said, I'm not stressed at all. Like, I've got no stress in my life. But you see, that's because I'm managing my post-traumatic stress disorder by not being in a relationship. And I want to be in a relationship. And so if I can be done with it. And he was saying that once they're on this medication, of course, then they can sleep and get the real REM sleep. And so the mind then can detach the emotion from that memory, the PTSD. I think it's going to be a complete cure. hope so. I hope so. That would change my life. Because the terror that I've been reliving my whole life, to think there could be an end to that. I want that. I deserve that. And if then I'll be able to get myself into a relationship. I didn't even know him. I realise it now. I didn't even know that was one of my subconscious, like, not worth getting into a relationship. Keep them away from me. I've been going on dates every now and then, but very reluctant to let anyone in my space. It was a subconscious relationship sabotage in a way, because my well-being is more important. I would rather not be in a relationship than have PTSD. So I'll keep you up to date on that, because that, it's like the tart cherry gummy on top of all of the emotional and mental healing that I've done over the years. That will be the last bit of it. The last bit of it. And I deserve that. So I'll keep you updated on all of that too. As I said, this video is going to be raw. Me. No makeup. 53. Doing pretty good for myself. I'm going to be doing even better for myself soon. It's my mission to heal, to sort myself out. I'm the only one that I can do it for, but I want to pass it on to everyone else. Everything that I learn, I want to pass on to you and anyone else that wants to hear. If you do know anyone with PTSD, let them know. Let them know too, because I will be sharing my journey with that. As I said, I want to do a video every single day, because what I don't want to do is avoid making a video when I don't feel like it, because I want to share with you those days and how I'm taking care of myself when I don't feel like making a video. So I'm here every day. I hope you join me for that. And I can do whatever you want, you know. Some of the days I can do like full days of eating if you want to see what I eat. I can focus on like supplements that I take as well if you're interested in that. Skincare, of course. I'll share that with you sometimes, especially when that changes. It has changed since I last did skincare stuff, so if you want that, let me know in the comments below. Apart from that, it's going to be fitness, and I hope that I motivate you to take care of yourself. And of course, it's not just going to be about fitness, it's going to be about whole well-being, health, fitness, sharing what I'm doing and sharing what I'm finding out and sharing what's working for me and what isn't working for me too. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you will click that subscribe button. Share my channel with your friends that might be interested in getting on this train of self-care in a bigger way. It's so important. It is so important that we take care of ourselves. I feel like it should be our #1 job to take care of ourselves. Don't forget to click like on this video as well. And so thanks so much for getting this far. And through all my tears and all of that, but I think it's important that I share this journey now. Bye. See you tomorrow.